What's up guys, this is Tampa Tech and I'm going to show you steps to fix your audio if you have the Legends 4K pinball machine with the SSF kit installed. So this is for the SSF kit audio issues. I'm going to show you troubleshooting steps. So first thing you want to check and make sure your volume, when you press that button, this comes up and it's set to 60 and then 60 for the haptic volume and 60 for the main volume. So let's go to health check. And then right here in sound check, you want to go ahead and start your sound check. All right, so we're going to start the sound check. Right now it's cycling through the SSF audio. Now you may get audio coming out of these haptics right here in the control panel. Keep that in mind. So right now we have no audio and the volume is up. So we're going to troubleshoot that. Next, what you can try to do is unplug the power cord for 1 full minute and then plug it back in and see if that fixes the issue. If it's software related, then it will fix the issue. So you can unplug this cable, wait a whole minute, and then plug it back in. All right. When you plug it in, the motherboard light should turn on, and then the blue light should blink on the SSF audio board. And there it goes. There's a solid light booting up. And it's going to start to blink. If you don't have a blue light on the SSF audio board, then you have a power issue going to that SSF audio board. That lets you know you have power going to that audio SSF board. All right, so right here is the game board. This is also known as the motherboard. And this connection right here is going to the speakers. And that is the SSF audio board. And that is connected USB to the main motherboard, also known as the game board. And as you can see, here's the cable, the USB cable. And it's right here, and it's labeled L. And then right there is the power supply for the SSF board, and then the SSF audio board. And this is the game board power supply right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little troubleshooting. And so we're going to unplug the power. And we're going to look at these connections, and we're going to reseat them, unplug it, and then plug it back in, push it on each side, just as I did right there, and then just, there we go. You don't have to take it all the way out, you just unplug it and then push it back in on each side like that. You notice the colors right here, they're red on this side and black on that side, and that's red on this side and black on that side. And then these connections, the power and the ground is labeled on the board right there. And it's labeled ground, and that's the black wires. And as you can see, the red wires are positive voltage. And you want to make sure that is secure. And you can reseat it by doing that. And you can do the same thing for these cables. Make sure they're in properly. Get a good flashlight. And make sure the power cord is unplugged. And you want to reseat all these connections too as well. Make sure the wires don't come out of the connector. If the wires come out of the connector, then you're going to have to reinsert that wire. Here we go. And then you want to reseat all these connections too. Make sure it's seated properly into the connector. And notice the wires, this red on this side, black on that side. And these connectors too, reseat. And you want to pinch and pull on the white connector, not the wires. See, as I grab this, you want to grab the connector You can grab the connector and the wire, but don't grab just back here and pull, because the wires can rip out. And then this right here, you can reseat that. And this right here, you can reseat that as well. Make sure that's pushed all the way down. And you can hold the bottom of the board with one finger and push down like that. Make sure the board doesn't flex. I'll go ahead and take this power cable and reseat that cable too as well. And make sure the ground connection is secure. You might need a Phillips screwdriver to tighten that down if it's loose, because that could cause audio issues. Go ahead and plug everything in and make sure it's good to go. And test it out. All right, we got audio. I'm going to show you further steps if you have no audio at this point. Now, if you have no audio, go ahead and unplug it right here. And if you get no SSF health check and it's not pulling up, then that means it's not detecting the SSF board. So I'm going to show you a way to bypass the SSF and just have the audio coming off of the game board. So you want to go here, and this is speaker 4. As you notice, it's connected directly to the speaker right there. So you want to pinch right here and unlock it. Right there, it's unlocked. And this is the I is the SSF cable. And then right here is the audio cable from the motherboard or the game board. And that's labeled 4. Now, if you don't have this cable labeled 4, there's another way to do it. I'm going to show you later on. So that's if you do have that cable. Go ahead and plug 4 with 4. Okay. And once again, that is that cable right there. Make sure that is seated properly. You can reseat that connection if you need to by pinching that little tab right here on the bottom. Slide in there. There you go. So there's a little tab. You just pinch that back end of that tab and it unlocks, and then you pull it out. All right, so now it's connected there, but that's not all. You have to disconnect the USB cable for the audio to work on the game board. And so at least you'll have audio and we can troubleshoot it. And then next, you want to go ahead and plug in the power right here. So now the green light should turn on. The SSF board is disconnected from the game board. And it should boot up with audio, but only the back box speakers are going to work. The haptics in the control panel would work. And that's for the control panel. So we do have audio, which is good. So that lets you know that the game audio is working, the motherboard audio is working. When you go to help check and you go sound check.
This is my voice on the left front speaker.
So you only see 2 speakers in that case. You're not going to see all the speakers for the SSF kit because we disconnected the USB and rewired it to the back box speakers. Now, if you don't have that speaker 4 cable, I'm going to show you another way to do it. So you can unplug this. And so if you're not getting audio and you are getting audio when you rewire it, then that lets you know that either the SSF audio board's bad or the power board is bad. But if you're not getting that blue light, that most likely then that power board is bad. And so let's go ahead and disconnect this cable, and we're going to connect that SSF cable. So now I is now connected to 4. Let's pretend that we don't have that speaker 4 cable, because some machines, if they come pre-installed with SSF, may not have that speaker 4 cable, as you see right here. So let's pretend this is one of those machines that it didn't come with that speaker 4 cable, and that's empty. That would be empty right there. And so you would take this right here, and then you would plug it into right here. You can only do one at a time because it's not going to fit. but that's just for troubleshooting reasons only. And so this is plugged into the left two slots, as you can see. And then you unplug the SSF USB. Make sure that is unplugged right there. And then you can test it out once again and see if you get audio. And so this speaker is working. Of course, this one's not working because it's not plugged in, but we are getting audio, as you can hear. That lets you know that the game board audio is working, and most likely one of these boards is bad. The SSF boards are bad. So to recap, if you don't have a blue blinking light on the SSF audio board, then most likely you have power connection issues going to the SSF audio board, or you have a bad power supply on your SSF audio kit. To get replacement parts, contact @Games customer support. If you do have a blue blinking light and you still don't have audio, then it could be the SSF audio board that's defective, or the connections, like the USB connection going from the SSF audio board to the game board, could be bad. Check those connections. If this video was informative, give me a thumbs up.